Here we are. Good morning, everyone. Jake, yes, I'm awake. Who could sleep today? Already getting messages. Reed, are you awake? Today is the day. I've been up here for about an hour now. My heart is racing. Pretty excited today. Really hard to sleep. We are here. Good morning, everybody. It is officially XFL team name and logo reveal day. Popping on a few minutes early. Didn't want to get caught with anything going on the site early. I've had some notifications come my way that maybe some of the things are already on the website. The website's being refreshed. We will check that out in a minute. Thank you all so much for joining today. Please like and subscribe. I think the only other time I've ever gotten up this early for a stream was we were in Hawaii. I had to interview Dave Naylor about the CFL, and here we are today talking XFL 2023. Like I said, like and subscribe. Big day today. Give your comments. What are you looking for? We have Jacob saying good morning here. Clarence is excited. We have Adam here. Time to find out what the reincarnation of Seattle will be. Very exciting day. Max checking in. This is it. This is the day we have all been waiting for. Lots of people already on. I do like I guess the alternate storyline here that the USFL and the XFL just absolutely don't like me, and that's why we do all these 5 a.m. Reveal today, 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern, but that's good. I think we are happy to do that. Let me see if I can bring in, we got the website here. Perfect. All right, we can see comments, we can see all that stuff. Send me, put it in the chat here if there's any links or anything you guys want me to check out. That's probably the easiest for me to navigate right now. I will also be soliciting calls and things here in a little bit. Trying to figure out what we want to do, how long we're going to be on today. I know Andrew Murray was going to hop on today, and then we found out it was going to be at 5 a.m. I said, well, I'll be the madman that hops on. Maybe we'll go here as long as we need to get Andy on, but we will see. Adam, never thought the day would come. I agree. Like I said, keep me apprised if you see anything. I have my emails here. I will try to be tweeting out when the logos come, when we get the press release as well, so that I can share that and try to get as many people on this conversation. I was told if you go to the teams tab, Jake had sent me that we have all these private videos that I think on some people's sites, it's already showing the logos on here. I will say my personal account was followed by the Seattle Dragons team back in 2020, and they have unfollowed everybody right now. So definitely rebrands going on that way. I don't know if we can see if we go to Twitter here again. They've unfollowed. They were following my personal account on there for the verified back when I was going back and forth with Ryan Gustafson back, the former team president that way. But it looks like we're getting ready. We're going to be doing that. So we'll have everything. I think I think I've got this all set up so we can stream it through. If there's any videos, anything going on. Zach is saying good morning. We have Shahir. Good morning from Malaysia. Exciting day. We have people all over the world coming on. My theory is they were releasing one every hour, 18s. I will be here. I have nothing to do today except talk XFL for the end of time. I'm so happy this worked with my work schedule. Renegade still follows me. It must be nice, Max. Anyway, so we have that. I wanted to pull up as well, just so we can start doing the guessing game, because remember, we kind of already know. We know we had the team leaks. So if you follow the site, if you're subscribed to the site, Jason, no, I don't think we're going to get uniforms today. I think they'll do that here. Maybe could be this week, next week, getting ready for the draft. Remember, we did not have the XFL uniforms last time when we did the draft. We did the draft and then they did the uniforms more in December that way. We have our theories. We already have our leaked names. We believe it's going to be the Seattle Sea Dragons here coming up, and we have the San Antonio Brahmas, Vegas Vipers, looking more and more to be a red viper. If you look at my page, which I put together, So these were the leaked images that came out yesterday. I think very much as Seattle Sea Dragons looking here. People, if you see my mouse cursor, people have been commenting this is potentially the Orlando Guardians. The top third one over very much looks like the St. Louis Battlehawks. San Antonio here, that was the color behind Hines Ward. The DC Defenders here, bottom left, very much the Renegades. This is in no particular order. This is just the way I edited it. And then we would have the Roughnecks, and then who am I blanking on there? Would that be the oh, that's the Vegas Viper. So that would be the Red Viper. So there you go. So that would be the four on there. Or you see my tweet here. Yeah, Rock talking about new and improved. We have our new and improved team names. I said, Rock, you were not talking about anything being improved here over XFL 2020. A lot of people were like 2020. Also, very funny that the Rock tagged the wrong XFL in the initial video. Had to delete that and put that out again. I tell you, XFL, the money you could spend to get Xavier's Twitter handle there, XFL. Zach wants the yell one. Zach's going to be a San Antonio fan. Go here, check out anything up on the site yet. This is exciting. This is an exciting day. I want you to comment here. Give me a comment. What are you most excited for? What team? What team are you looking forward to the most? What team is your team here? Obviously, I'm a Seattle Sea Dragon kind of guy here. But Mike, finally happening. Thorn can't comment. No worries. No worries. If you can't check it now, this will be up on demand later. We'll be doing this all day. Like I said, I have nothing else to do today except talk XFL. You can see here the recycling video here. I did think it was funny. The teaser video that was posted yesterday felt like a little bit of salt from the XFL. Like, yeah, everyone's waiting. We have all the comments. Friend of the show, Brett, was on there. I saw Brian, there was a bunch of like friends of the show, friends of the podcast, friends of the alt football community commenting here. They have the smorgasbord of all the different comments. Thought that was very funny. I really appreciate that. XFL being a little self-aware that way. Yes, long time coming here. Let me get back up to the site. Jason, I was always told the logos were in the box. I was told the logos were in the box, and maybe we'll get the video today of Danny talking about that. I don't see any of these coming up. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be having a lot of videos to watch here, like we did back in 2020. Coming from the surge, from the sea, and all that. Vegas, really looking. I like that Red Viper. Andy was on before. We kind of pontificated about that. We still don't have a Vegas venue. Getting close here, 453. We have a good viewership. Felton, I don't think you'll be moving to Africa. I think you might either be high or low on what the logo actually looks like. But I think you are safe from moving on there. I think that will be okay. We are refreshing the site, anxiously going through. I've been up literally since like 3:30 a.m. like refreshing the shop. I literally went to bed, tried to go to bed early, thought I would get on here nice and refreshed. I feel okay, but this has been a long time coming for a lot of us. Let's see here, Zach. Zach, I really hope that the XFL, that would be like an XFL decision, right? Like, are we striking down Reed? Are we going to strike him down for playing our teaser promo videos for our page? Hope not. Hope not. I did have the music. I had the old music today on here. I haven't updated the StreamYard yet. So for anybody that hates the new music, had a lot of mixed comments about that. You get the old music at least today, but the music is changing. Part of that is copyright stuff as well. Thorn. I think you have to be self-aware at this point. I think, we're living in this world. They're getting tweeted at 24/7. We have people commenting on Russ Brandon's, Twitter, saying things we need to hurry up, post different time zones and all of that. So I think they're aware. I think they're hearing. We got Sam Shady. Like I said, like and subscribe. I believe we will be tentatively scheduled this week. Kevin Seifert of ESPN has told me he's going to work to come on the show this week. I look to Kevin's Twitter here coming out with the story as well. Kevin had told me over the weekend he expected the Monday release. I was a little surprised with Halloween, and I was hoping to kind of get the jump on everyone else. And then obviously they posted the Twitter reveals yesterday. So that was fine, but I was hoping to maybe get a jump on the competition there, but happy that we have the times and we're able to, hop on here now, schedule this, do the live stream. Christina checking in. Thank you so much for getting up early. You know what team I'm excited about, Kaka. Yeah, Will, keep me posted. Will's with the over in St. Louis doing the show over there. Oh, here we go. What do we got?
Last July to reveal the 8 cities who will play in 2023. Today, I'm so excited to reveal to you the names and identities of those 8 teams. I know you've all been waiting for this. It's such a historic day for the XFL, so who's ready? All right, let's go. First up, your Arlington XFL team coached by Bob Stoops.
Here we go, Arlington.
Arlington, we're back. Because this great state was made flat for one reason, football. And in the Lone Star State, we'll do things our way. With a team that walks with swagger and defiance in their stride. Fearlessness at full throttle. These are your Arlington Renegades.
All right, what do we think of that logo?
Renegades are back. I know a lot of those fans are going to be so excited about that. Next up, DC, coached by Reggie Barlow.
The XFL is back in the district. Here to unleash the dreams football makes possible. With grit, sweat, and courage. Because in the DMV, it's all about one thing. Power. It's where the bold meets the brave, and when called, they rise. These are your DC Defenders.
Ooh, looks like Texas. Looks like Texas. DC Defenders. Looks like Texas.
City. Now, Coach Wade Phillips' team in Houston.
We're flying through. This will be fun. We'll have lots to talk about.
H-Town, are you ready? Because the XFL is back, bigger than before, with a team that's just as driven as they are determined. To work harder, longer, faster, stronger. We don't wait for success, we'll drill it. These are your Houston Roughnecks.
Oh, very similar Houston Roughnecks logo.
Now for a new city, the Orlando team.
Okay, here we go. The Brahmas.
This is Orlando.
Oh no, the
and
Vipers.
The XFL is here
Guardians.
to unleash the dreams football makes possible, changing the way you experience the game. Let's dig in these trenches. Be ready to ruin, to ambush, to leap to your city's defense. These are your Orlando Guardians. Welcome to the XFL.
Wow, just the same logo. Just the same logo.
Let's follow that with the final Texas team, Hines Ward's San Antonio team.
That is weird. Yeah, they did, Max. They fattened it.
San Antonio. It's time. At long last, a professional football team will rep your city.
Named after
me. The XFL is here to unleash the dreams football makes possible, changing the way you experience the game. With a team ready to dive headfirst into any challenge, and one that refuses to be tamed. These are your San Antonio Brahmas. Welcome
it's the Brahma
to the
Bowl.
XFL.
I'll tell you though, that's a great logo. Great logo. Great logo.
For the
There we go.
Team,
Sea Dragons, baby. This is it. This is it.
Attention, Seattle. Are you ready for the calm to meet this storm?
Shot
because the
XFL
there. Is back with a team born from the depths, riding the tides, lurking in the fog, ready to unleash their reign of fire. These are your Seattle Sea Dragons.
That's the secondary logo. The Seattle secondary logo.
That team.
I like that.
Now
I like
Anthony
that.
Becht and XFL St.
All right,
Louis.
here we go. Hold your breath. Hold your breath, people. Hold your breath.
Attention, St. Louis. The XFL is back, bigger than before, unleashing more passion for the game and new dreams of football. With a team ready to soar above the rest, ready to attack when their time comes, and ready to declare that Caw is the law.
Caw, baby.
These
here we go.
Are your St. Louis Battlehawks.
There you go. Same logo.
Ooh,
Same
I was
logo.
holding my breath for that one.
Wow.
Finally,
people are happy.
People
are going to be happy. People are going to be happy. There you go, everyone. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Heads up, Vegas. Football is coming to your city, and we are going all in. The XFL is here to unleash the dreams football makes possible, changing the way you experience the game. Because when opportunity knocks or danger approaches, we don't flee, we fight. And we are ready to strike. These are your Vegas Vipers. Welcome to the XFL.
There you go. There you go.
Wow, there you have it. Such a big day for the XFL, their cities, and fans. We're only a few short months away from kickoff with so much more to come. Join us this February when the XFL kicks off February 18th, 2023. All games broadcast on ESPN, ESPN2, ABC, and FX. Thank you so much for joining us today. On behalf of the XFL and ESPN, I'm Laura Rutledge.
All right. Wow, we have a lot to break down. That works great. Now let's see. I'm looking at the shop. The shop is not updated yet. Hopefully we'll be getting some merch here. Hopefully I get my media release too, so I can.
Arlington, we're back because this great state was.
I got to figure out how to do that here without sharing the. Hopefully we get the media release here so we can share that out. Here we go. This was exciting. What does everyone think? Rate the logos. Tremendous excitement here today. Let's get over to the teams. These are all autoplay. All right, I'm gonna have to mess with that because it keeps wanting to play the Orlando. Yeah. So guys, what was your biggest takeaways on that? It looks like the Vegas one. Vegas Vipers is the Tampa Bay, but with red on there for the Vegas, and then we have obviously the green New York Guardians. Yeah, Max, I'm feeling that way too. Here's here, Leroy. Well, I'm a little disappointed. DC should have kept the shield. I agree with that. Shield's up. We have Rangers. Max, the Orlando one is not good. Let's see here. So are the Twitters up yet? How quick are we rolling all this out? Oh, there we go. So look, they've already redone we got the XFL Dragons one on there. That's interesting. Okay, we've got all the videos. They put them all up on here. Is it like the XFL? Would it be the Brahmas? Let's see on here. XFL Brahmas. This is wonderful broadcasting, Brahmas. I can spell that. There you go. San Antonio Brahmas. We got the logo up on there. What do you guys want to dive into first? Kind of underwhelming, to be honest. Kind of thought Houston, Vegas, nice. The other one's kind of meh. Apart from St. Louis, all these logos a bit way to Bruce, DC. Yeah, this is going to be divisive on here. So I guess let's start one after the other. Let's do the XFL Dragons. And you guys let me know if anything pops up and we can do, a deep dive on any of this stuff. So we have the XFL Dragons.
Seattle.
New logo up on there. What do you guys think? That is very similar to the XFL S, the alt logo for the Dragons that they had back in 2020. And it is just the Dragons. Oh, I'm just realizing that too. It's not the Sea Dragons. That is interesting. There you go. It was just, well, no, but it says here, so Seattle Dragons, XFL Sea Dragons. No, it is. I need to know XFL. I need to know what is going on. Because I'm going to the website. If you go to the website here, XFL Sea Dragons, right? We're getting all the websites up. That's obviously not working yet. But okay, the Seattle Sea Dragons. So it is the Sea Dragons. This does not look like a sea dragon to me. This looks like a dragon. All right, let me tweet out the media release here, and we can start. I've kind of been waiting for this, keeping an eye in the back of my head here. Let me get. What do you guys think in the comments? I like that one. San Antonio one. Let me tweet this out, and then we'll get going on this. This is exciting. All right. And there we go. We got that tweeted out. The Houston Rectex one really does just look like a flattened like a flattened one from 2020. All right, here we go. Let's get back in here. Let's get to work. All right, that's finally done now. Can we pause that? Okay, we can pause that. We can get There we go. I'm happy now. They had this all messed up. There we go. Arlington Renegades. San Antonio sucks. Jake does not like woof NGL. All right. So Arlington Renegades. This one is really hard for me. I guess it's supposed to be an A. And I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Can someone tell me? Can someone explain to me in like graphic design science what this is supposed to be? Is this an A and an R? I don't get this. I like the colors, obviously. I like the fonts. Yeah, they could have done more with Dallas. To me, and I know that they had a potential lawsuit issue, right, with one of the minor league teams. I'm sure Max can correct me on that, but yeah, it's an A&R. But the Renegades logo was one of the most well-known. I think that was one of the most popular logos back in 2020. Very, very iconic, I would say, to XFL 2020. Yeah, Defenders Renegade really stepped down. Other logos rock. It looks like an A and an R. Looks like a D. Yeah, Max A and an R. Interesting decision choice there. Is the shop up yet? That is what I want to know. Let's keep looking at that. Now it's still password protected. Maybe we'll get that. Switching through here again. Did we like the promo videos? Was that good? We saw a lot of like training camp in Choctaw. Let's go LA Vipers. DC Defenders. This feels very Texas to me. I really don't like this. This is probably my least favorite. Well, I would say the Arlington. This is a tie between the Arlington Renegades and the DC Defenders. Yeah, they circle with the R, but there's no issue there. Well, then they should have kept. If there was no issue with the original Renegades logo, they probably should have kept that. But we have the DC Defenders. Yeah, it's 2020 ago. I don't know. This to me is a miss. This does not feel like DC to me at all, and I don't like the star. I don't really like anything about this logo. I hate to say. Oh, it actually says DC. Oh, it does. See, look at that. Look at that. Jacob's playing that. Actually, DC. Too much thought process. Too much thought process on the DC. I don't know. That doesn't feel like the District of Columbia. I would be curious, listener Seth, curious what Seth thinks about that. Let's get on here. So now we're going through this is probably the biggest swing and the miss here. The New York Guardians now reincarnated in Orlando, and I think it rotates a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, Jake, that's why I refuse to commit to DC. I tell you, I definitely understand it. I think Mike is going to have PTSD with this one. This is a very odd choice. Very, very odd choice. I know that chairwoman and co-owner of the XFL, Danny Garcia, really liked the Guardians, and that was kind of the story back in 2020, was she wanted to purchase the Guardians or be involved in that ownership. Really just feels like we relocated the team, kept the logo. I mean, it is. We're adding the neon green to it. It does kind of look like the opposite. What do you guys think about the Guardians one? It looks like the Alphas from the Spring League. I like that. The XFL shop is still down. Really weird. If anyone, and I was gonna say, if anyone wants to hop on, let's see here. Oh, Max, yeah, we've already gone through last night. If anyone wants to hop on and comment, let me know. I can post the link. We might do a call-in show later today too, just depending on what people want to talk about. Andy Murray was going to hop on with me and do that. This is probably, Mike says, this is probably my favorite one. The San Antonio Brahmas. I think this is a knockout of the park. I don't love the team name branding with it being, obviously the San Antonio Dwayne Johnsons, but I do think this is by far the best logo, I think, by a country mile. Really like the color, really like everything about it, because it you know what it is. It looks like the Brahma Bull. It looks like the Rock. It looks like Project Rock. Very different, very interesting that way. Yeah, VTS, I like anything. Zach, can I already tell you that Orlando's uniforms will be in the trash? It's like, yeah, man, that neon green with the Guardians logo, that is a weird choice. Let me get back to that one. Yeah, that is the Guardians one. Really, really interesting. We should go back and look at like the teases now and see DMG the team names. Okay, Max. We'll pull that up. We'll pull up the team Twitters here. in just a minute. We'll look through all that. We'll get through the video here. So we got the New York Guardians, no Orlando. Get back the Brahmas here. This is stellar work. Yeah. Looks like the Wasps. Yeah, well, I could see that. I could see that. All right, let's get through here, and then we'll look at the team names. The Seattle Sea Dragons. I don't mind it. It's the same vein. Like I said, it's very similar to the alt logo they had back in 2020. It kind of mixed with the Seattle Sea Dragons one here on my wall. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, because I went on there. It said, Philip, you like the Guardians? Wow, Philip likes the New York Guardians. Let's get here to the St. Louis Battlehawks. People are going to be very happy about this. Very, very happy. Caused a lot. They kept everything. No one has to, jump off whatever now. Wayne, it does look a lot. I wish they would brand like the Kraken do, because I love the Kraken S. I love all the jerseys, everything. I think it's cool how the Kraken really use that S in kind of all of their marketing. So we'll see. Maybe the Dragons could do that. We have the Vegas Vipers, the Red Vipers. Really feels like we're, hey, can you copy my homework? Can you make it look like we didn't do that? I do as well. Jason, I really do miss the old Renegades logo. Let's see here. We're going to get on to the XFL Twitters and do all that. Okay, we got the XFL Vipers. Let's pop in here. Getting all the rebrand, not fun, as blinding as the lights of the Vegas Strip they call home. Interesting motto. Max, let me know how they changed the sword. Happy to pop on there and do that too. Happy to do a side-by-side if you can get that going. Yeah, I think the red is ultimately going to be a better look for that. I like the red and the white on there, kind of with the fangs. I do think that looks good. The Tampa Bay was never really a popular logo, I think, if I remember. And so certainly glad to see that. XFL shop is still down. I'm telling you, I'm not hopping off this till the shop comes back on again, because we definitely had that before. And Andy and I were on, we hopped off, and then they had the shop come up, and it was whatever. So far they look good, safe and decent. Strong. This is good. San Antonio Brahmas. Strong as they are stubborn, recognizing no superior in power or pride. The only thing that goes harder than they do are their fans. Very much feels like The Rock wrote that. Very much feels like The Rock wrote that in his shower one morning and said, this is going to be my team name. I don't hate this color up here, kind of using the X and the rebrand and all of that. I don't hate that. I think that is okay. When you see the X logo, yeah, I agree, Jake. And I think Jake's been proclaiming that for a long time, these minimalistic logos. So the Vipers did have a secondary. So as blinding as the lights of the Vegas Strip they call home, they and their fans have an instinct on when to go all in. Do we like these mottos? I'm really curious about that. What was the Dragons one from 2020? Breathing fire, or was that just the hashtag? Did we have a longer motto? I like the team mottos. Like, what does this team mean? Philip wants to look at the Roughneck shirt. Okay, so Max has the side-by-side. Please ignore all my private DMs. Thanks, sir. So the sword, so that was, there we go. So we have the new St. Louis Battlehawks logo. Max doesn't care about those. And then, there we go. Yeah, so it is different. St. Louis Battlehawks. Let's get back in here to... the Brahmas. We have the Orlando Guardians. Send me over the Roughnecks one. I want to do that one as well. Jake, explain that more. They got rid of one of the coolest things. That right? It was like the STL or whatever that was part of the logo. Protectors of everything that the Orlando Sun sets eyes on. Make way for our fans as they wade through the silent water that are theirs. I don't love that with the it's very interesting. Oh, sorry, I'm not on. Sorry, I'm totally on. I am totally confused here. Sorry. Let me pull this back up here. I have too many tabs on here. I'm looking at Guardians. I'm talking through one tab and I'm not. There we go. Does that work? Okay. St. Louis. Here we go. This is what I wanted to do. That's what popped it over. There we go. Okay. Protection of everything that the Orlando Sun sets eyes on. Makes the waves the fans wade their way through the silent waters that are theirs. I don't know. This is the biggest wolf for me. I would love to see Mike Mitchell's thoughts on this. Oh, the TT was a pie symbol for 304. I don't know if I ever knew that. Yeah, it worked out well, them keeping a lot of the brands. So the Brahmas will obviously have to rebuild, but good to know that, like the Vipers and the Guardians, they can keep kind of that fan base on there, right? But look, I mean, the XFL Guardians only have 100. That has to be a mistake. 118 followers. Why wouldn't those were a lot higher? Why are those follower counts so low now? That's what's interesting to me. Because they obviously got okay. People are following now. 121 going back up. It looks like they revamped everything. So it looks like they it looks like Atlas, that's a good point. It looks like they kept the handle, reset everything because obviously, but I'm sure if we refresh it again, they'll probably add another. See, they're adding followers on there, but it's just weird to me. So I don't know if they're keeping the same. I don't know. See, Max is the old account is XFL New York. So I don't know if they're keeping, if they repurpose that. The old New York team has a Twitter. It's interesting. I'll be curious to see what these. Oh, okay. So the websites are mapped now. Okay, maybe we can just do that because this is stressing me going back and forth through. Is the shop open yet? No shop. All right, let's get back over here to. They got another teaser video here showing Kaká, the law.
For yourself, but most of all, for your team. Every single fan, player, and community, all in. The XFL is built on new fields of opportunity with more passion and more possibilities and even more at stake. We welcome anyone with a dream, with the drive to make them real. It's time to rise up. You know what the XFL stands for. Now, which team will you stand behind? Arlington Renegades, DC Defenders, Houston Roughnecks, Orlando Guardians, San Antonio Brahmas, Seattle Sea Dragons, St. Louis Battlehawks, Vegas Vipers. Together, we are pushing football forward. Together, we are tomorrow's league. Welcome to the XFL.
Oh, there you go. I thought it was going to have, I would love them just to have all of the, and I guess that was the email I got, was all of the logos on one. There we go. Is that close enough that we can go through them all? Okay. Houston Roughnecks. I'm surprised that they got away with the oil rig on there. Really surprised. Looks like a flattened kind of 3D on that. Richard can't wait for the draft. I am also excited as well. Any other takeaways on this? I love the new animations of the logos. Yeah, I noticed that as well. It seemed like they were giving the new, let's give the Brahmas a little something. Let's give the Guardians a little something coming out. It seems like they're giving a little bit more of that on there. Do you think they'll have cover footballs like they did in 2020? Those are really cool. I hope they bring those back. Footballs will be interesting. I do know some of the feedback I got from the specialist showcase was they were using the XFL ball, which is different. And a lot of the kickers and specialists that were at the showcase were not used to the XFL ball. And so I heard that they had some issues with that, where then they had to kick it with the XFL ball. So they're clearly using, at least in design, the XFL ball from 2020. We've seen the photos of just like the black text on there. Hopefully that's just kind of stock stuff as we work through, and they're going to have the team, now that we have the colors and the branding and all that stuff. But I do know that there were some issues with that. So I do think the XFL ball is still in play in that way. FO. All right, let's see there. How do we do that? Is that on Twitter? Christian Lance, front office sports. There we go. All right. There we go. Okay, make my life happy. Thank you so much. It's like, I need someone else to Photoshop the logos together now, like I did yesterday. Okay. Front office sports sharing these. They certainly, I think they did a good mix of filling in the color palettes. You shop at noon. Is that what they're saying? Noon, would that be noon? Well, either way, it's really far away from me. Is that noon Eastern or noon Pacific? I think these all fit within the same design palette. I think the Roughnecks one, I think people are going to be happy. I have to see Philip being happy about that. Argo, where they, ha, ha, ha. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, rank them. What's your 8? What's your 1? Most popular, least popular. You have tweeted it. It probably was in the press release. Let me see here. Oh yeah, it says here. I tweeted out the press release. XFL reveals team names, logos for its inaugural 8 teams. Digital reveal will be broadcast on XFL. Shop limited edition team merchandise at noon Eastern time today. Season tickets deposits are available for all teams starting. The XFL revealed brand identities and logos for all of its 8 teams taking the field. Yeah, so that's exciting. That will be good. So I don't think we'll hang on that long on here, but happy to chat with whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm going to post in here if you guys want to, if anyone wants to call in. I know it's early. I'm sure people are in PJs and stuff, but if you want to call into the show, happy to bring anyone on that would like to do that. And using the original handle, The Rock tweeted out. Let me go look at that too. If anyone wants to call in, kind of help right the ship here while we look up some of this stuff, that would be good. The Rock. So the new XFL. There we go. Yeah, well, still a lot of Black Adam, but we finally got. I don't see the I don't see the Twitter handles though on here. I see the team names. That's exciting. Let's get back. Here we go. XFL and ESPN. Oh, that's cool. That's one of those like cross promoted tweets there. I like that. Oh, here we go. So the XFL Vipers, Vegas, VEG. Is that who you abbreviate Vegas? Battlehawks. So the Sea Dragons, it's not, so they must be moving that over. Twitter must be moving that over onto them. The Guardians, the Brahmas, Renegades. So they're the good thing with the XFL 2020 Twitter handles was they weren't city dependent, right? So you could move over the Guardians and all that stuff. XFL Vipers. Yeah, curious what they do with the Sea Dragons. I don't know why they didn't just. I do think it's more in line with the Kraken and like the Seahawks and everything, but it is surprising that they would go through the rebrand for that. Yeah. It's just interesting to me that they would go through the work of rebranding that to call it the Sea Dragons as opposed to just the Dragons on there. No surprises, right? These were all leaked, I guess, on the website. I've already given Stefan lots of credit, but obviously Stefan and XFL Newsroom had the story, and I was jerk about it, and I said he was crazy, but here you go. It turned out Reed was wrong. Happy to always admit when I'm wrong on here. I did not think they would do the Sea Dragons. It just feels weird to me. It feels weird. It feels the Seattle Sea Dragons. It feels cumbersome in that way. Richard likes the logos. Richard's always a big supporter of spring football, which is good. What else do we want to look at on here? Don't want to fit in, doesn't fit in with the rest. Well, let's go back and look at all of them. I think they feel all within the same design school, right? I've never been the biggest fan of the Vipers one. looking at them all on here, if anything, the Dragons one almost looks too simple, right? Well, I don't know, because you have like Renegades, super flat, right? Very 2D. Defenders, you're getting a little bit. I guess we need to bring on like the graphic design whiz to kind of talk through the line. Oh, Brandon wants to call in. Yeah, Brandon, give me a call in. We'll do it. If you need the link again, but I posted it on there. If you look on, like, so Renegades, very 2D, very flat. Defenders has a little bit of depth on that. Dragons, very flat, has the outline. Brahmas, very flat. Interesting, the ones that kind of have more of the 3D effect on there. Still with that Guardians, I don't think I'll ever get used to that. Yeah, it does look like the Panthers. Phillip, not blown away. They're glad they have some continuity with the team 2020. It's going to be throwbacks. Yeah, I'm sure this switching stuff over is absolutely crazy. I'm sure it's like trying to get everybody trying to get the links reset back up and getting everything over. I mean, luckily they have the social people now, and so that's going to be good. But Houston's logo looks like they brought it is more like they brought. I would concur with that. I'm going to try to tweet out one more thing here. Any other big takeaways? Yeah, Matt, we're glad that Twitter is ready. That's good. That is the most important. That is the most important, is that the Twitter handles are up today, and that everything seems to be ready to go on that. I'm just retweeting a little bit of our live stream, trying to get some people on that. Well, that's the thing. All you Twitter sleuths and Instagram sleuths and everything else, you get on and you want to, find the logos and find the team names and stuff. Well, that's why now they got to move all this stuff over now that it's officially official, because, if they had set all this stuff up ahead of time. Oh, here we got Brandon. Brandon, get me on here. Help me out. I'm like, go crazy here, Brandon. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, Reed?
It's good. How is your life?
Good. I mean, it's been stressful this morning. I tried to live stream on my YouTube channel, and everything decided to completely crash on my computer this morning. It was fun.
Well, I'm sorry. What are your initial reactions here?
So I think like the two I am just like if about, or maybe three, is Renegades, Defenders, and Sea Dragons. We'll go to I'll start out with Sea Dragons. It doesn't really per se pop out to me like the original logo did. It almost seems like it is like a Kraken type S, but then it's just a little more like cartoon toned down per se. So, and then the Defenders, I'm like, I hope this is like an alternate logo, because it almost to me looks like it's like a Dallas logo, like the D with a star in it. So there's no shield, so that was weird to me. I was like, oh, there's no shield, okay. And then Renegades, it's different. Obviously, I was a Renegade season ticket holder. I have tons of Renegades like merch, and I'm just like, if this is the actual logo, it's just kind of bizarre to me that it's so basic. Compared to like, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, the Battlehawks logo doesn't look like it changed at all, right?
They updated slightly the sword on there. I'm gonna pull up. If someone wants to, Vegas. Yes, it's TBD. Have you gotten anything from Vegas, Mr. Vegas ticket holder?
No, not a thing. Still nothing yet. It's still dead silent. Hopefully maybe today we'll see something now that this is out there. I would assume, as we talked about on Friday's show, that the rumor about no stadium may have to play in Arlington. After that video today with their logo release, there's no way they can't not play in Vegas at this point. So I think that it seems like that's all kind of good to go now.
Well, I hope so. So here, just for those curious, these are the USFL logos, right? And you have to remember, a lot of these were throwbacks and kind of recreations of the XFL 2020 logos on there. Like the Generals, all that. Yeah, the Vegas thing, We pontificated. I know you were on the show Friday. Max was talking. Are they a traveling team? Are they, every team's traveling every week anyway? Are they just always the away team? Are they playing in Arlington in a secondary stadium? I don't even know where that would house it. You would hope now, like you said, officially announcing Vegas Vipers, that they would be set to be in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with Dwayne doing his little intro video for Vegas and talking about finally we're coming to Vegas. I'm like, it literally just would make no sense at that point. So, yeah, I think Vegas is, I'll be honest, I was kind of fearful with Vegas because I'm like, I kind of like the Vipers logo back in 2020, but it was all right. This one's pretty cool, though. Like, I think if I had to rate out of all of them, the top one would have to be either Brahmas or Vipers. I really like the Brahmas. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I want to get back up here where they had all the Twitter handles. Was that did XFL, were they the ones that sent that out? Because I want to look at all the socials now.
I think it was ESPN you had.
Yeah, here we go. All right, we got it on here. Yeah, it's like I got like 1,800 tabs here. I'm like, okay, which one am I sharing? Okay, what's going on? Okay, here we go. All right, this is perfect. All right. I want to get these logos. Okay, so Arlington Renegades, a Texas team built on defiance and their desire to win. Make way for their fans because it's time for a rebellion. I don't know. This is really simple. Like, I understand it's supposed to be like an A and an R, but I don't know what this is. Yeah, Max has a comment. We're coming to Vegas eventually. Yeah, that's funny. Like, this is really hard to tell, like, off the top. Like, okay, what is this?
Yeah, and that's what's weird. But I will say something that caught my eye back in 2020. I don't know if many people noticed it. And this could be why they changed it. We never heard anything about a lawsuit per se or like pending lawsuit, but there was a logo very, very similar to the Renegades logo. I think they were a indoor football league or something in San Antonio called the Renegades. And they had a very, very similar logo. So I don't know if that's why it changed. But again, if you look at like even the video and obviously their Twitter account, this looks like this is their official logo that'll be probably on helmets and stuff like that. So I'm just curious to see if there are, as we know, they trademarked alternate ones in 2020. We know they have some trademarked this time, or they kept them. And I know Renegades had an alternate one. So I'm curious to see if we get alternate logos in this rendition. But yeah, I can't even tell by looking at that logo, like you said, I can't even tell what that is.
I don't know, Max, is that slang? Brahmas are one smacks. I don't know what that is. You're gonna have to let me know. Is that slang? Is that millennial slang? One smacks? Is that?
No idea. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, this is the primary logo. I mean, they might have eventual secondary or whatever. I mean, I'm taking these when the XFL one. I don't even know if they officially like released all the alt logos back in 2020. I just I have not gotten a photo from the shop yet.
Check.
Yeah, I haven't gotten it. Maybe Brandon, maybe you can check on there too if you see that. I don't see. Because they have the thing Mark posted about the shop opening at noon. Smacks is slang. I'm a Gen Z. Okay, well,
I will say this is kind of weird though. So remember, I had mentioned I became a Vegas season ticket holder, correct? Mm-hmm. I'm now getting. This is very strange. I'm now getting Arlington season ticket invites again, and it just said thank you for being a Arlington or Dallas Renegades season ticket holder. Please put your deposit in for, and then it talks about like meeting Bob Stoops. This is completely weird, and this just came like 5 minutes ago. Introducing your Arlington Renegades. Welcome back to the Renegades. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they said Brian commented Arlington sent out emails this morning. That's interesting. So you've got nothing from the Vegas being signed up for that.
Exactly. And what's even odder about that is the fact that I confirmed with the XFL when they called me for the activation event back in September that I was no longer on the list for Arlington or the Renegades or whatever at that point. So that's completely odd. But no, there's nothing for Vegas in my email. There's nothing about shop. And I've checked 2 of the emails so far. I have listed for it and nothing.
Max
So
says maybe you're getting it because you were a season ticket holder back in 2022. Could have worked out that way.
it's a possibility, but I haven't got anything
There's no time.
else. And you would think I would have got the invite for the town hall, but who knows? I know their XFL email marketing is kind of weird, and I talked about that on Friday. It's all over the place. Clearly, if some people are getting something about a shop opening up, I've not got nothing.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. So Jay commented he's scared for the Defenders helmets. This is a big whiff for me, just because if this was like the Dallas Defenders, 100% totally fine. I understand DC, it's supposed to be, but the Star, it feels like a boot, like you're with your horse, right?
It
Like
does. Yep.
it
That's
feels
so
like
weird.
the spoke, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
spoking the horse.
Yep.
And that to me, if this was Dallas Defenders, totally fine.
Yeah.
It just
I
doesn't
mean,
feel like a DC.
I do like looking at it once you clicked it. I know it pops out. The C pops out, the DC. But yeah, that still looks like it would be. That almost looks like it would be an alternate logo for the Cowboys. To be honest.
Yeah, when the shop opens up, yeah, I think so. There was a question too. It said like limited, limited merch. Maybe there'll just be some specials that you can get right now. I don't think they're like limited out of merch, or there's not going to be a lot of merch. But I think that maybe they want people to come on. I mean, certainly there's not going to be any jerseys. I have no interest in getting anything except for, honestly, like a jersey. I might get a hat, but I'm not a big like t-shirt wearer of a bunch of different, like I'd rather just wear a jersey around. Pride, service, fortitude, in that order. The capital of the world stands and holds proud. Some of these logos, like I said, the Brahmas one, it's like The Rock wrote it in the shower. Like our fans are the most. What do you make of these? But the DC logo is that the alt logo? Is that really the alt logo?
Maybe I have them all saved on my phone. I don't think that is. It could be so.
I think The Rock made these logos on Microsoft Paint. I do wish that we could move Brandon's face up a little bit. I hate how these comments follow. No, it's not you. It's just the stream. On the screen. Yeah, it's the stream. You're right. Because I like being able to put up. So I understand it doesn't look the best, but I do think it's good to have the comments up here. DC Defenders, XFL Defenders, Cowboys. So see, they're following back. I will confirm though. I looked on my phone. The XFL Dragons, and I think that's the problem with switching from the Dragons to the Sea Dragons. I have lost my follow from the XFL Dragons on my personal account. So RIP the XFL Dragons. Following Reed on there. It's the 2020 alt logo with Sarah's. What is there? Oh, well, there you go.
Huh. Okay.
So they just repurposed it. I still don't like it though. I still think it looks like the Dallas Defenders.
Yeah.
Okay. Max says he knows this for a fact. That it's okay. Max knows for a fact. So we say the DC Defense. So that's the all, and then the Sea Dragons one is as well, right? So we go back. This is so easy to go back and forth. Thank you, XFL and ESPN, because I'm like trying to get through all this stuff. This is very much the. It's not quite. I don't think it's quite the alt logo from 2020, but it's very similar. And then mesh it. It was more of it just the S, and then can someone confirm that? Are you able to post or do that? Yes, Max Ryan never uses it. It very much feels like the Dragons one for that. Residing in the Puget Sound, they are the undisputed demons of the deep, the stuff of myth and legend. Steer clear of their fans during battle.
These are weird taglines. I know they had some already on the website when they did the release in Arlington during the town hall, but these are just bizarre statements.
I like it. Okay, make sure, and guys, if you're watching, like and subscribe. Like I said, you get on here. I got my banner running, but we're reacting today. Like and subscribe, studying the show. This has been a crazy one so far. I'm glad Brandon could come on and help right the ship here for a little bit. I was floundering with all of my tabs here. Okay, let's see. Ooh, you know what's interesting on this one? St. Louis Battlehawks started higher and faster than anyone. The St. Louis Battlehawks are a force for freedom. Like their fans, these Sky Sentinels fly for promise and glory. Wouldn't you put caw in the Twitter bio headline?
You should, especially when Danny said it on the video, which I was glad they did that. But yeah, you would think you would put that because that was the quote of 2020. Caw is the law. Like I have a shirt with that on it. So yeah, that's interesting. They didn't put that, but This is pretty cool. Did we ever figure out, was the Battlehawk a helicopter or a plane, or it looks like a plane in the video?
The Battlehawks is definitely not a bird. I will say that. Pepsi, are you DMing me or Brandon? I've tried to look on. I didn't see anything. I got a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on Reed's tabs right now. So if you got something, post it on here. We can put it out there. Yeah, taglines are cringe.
Speaking of Reed, I just got the Vegas introducing your Vegas Vipers season ticket email. So I must still be on that distro list for Arlington. But this is the first email I have got about Vegas. Oh, there's gear. There's a picture with their T-shirts and logos. It's coming soon, but hold on a second. Let me save this real quick because
I don't.
there's a dope football too in here. Hold on.
Send it over. Can you DM me that? Because I'm looking on. I have, and I'm sure I'll get the Dragons email here eventually. We'll pop it up. I've got the shop. It's still under lock and key on here. Let me get.
I'll go back to the Dallas email because I didn't see the shop thing on that one. So that's kind of weird. Okay, I DM'd you on Twitter.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, can I? Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. There we go. Okay.
Oh,
that looks good. That looks good.
Dallas Renegades one too, and they're blue. They have a blue shirt that is a different blue too. It's actually really stands out. It's pretty cool. I like the black footballs. They are awesome.
But that to me really looks like
those basic
something
ones
that they're not, but something that they're not going to sell. I mean, I have the DC one from the kickoff. The DC, like that does not look like a plain football. I mean, that looks like something.
No, it seems like those small ones they had that were black last time. I assumed though you would think they would be up today if they're part of that email.
Yeah,
those four things.
Yeah, on the media release it said that it's going to be noon Eastern here. So God, it is only 5:04. It's still a long time to go. So we get to that. But so that makes sense, right? So we got shirt, sweatshirt, backpack, whatever. Maybe they'll have like a women's tee or a tank top or something. I kind of see that's what we're getting from that. Yeah. There we go. Let's get back over here to this. All right, there we go. Well, black ball. Yeah, but Alice, I just think that's a Brandon, hang on. I'm going to grab mine to showcase, pontificate for a second.
Okay.
We'll say something.
So what I will say, the big thing with the logos and everything is I would say Vegas is, like I said, my top favorite. And then of course the Brahmas. I would love if anyone is a San Antonio season ticket holder, someone to like tweet that picture if you got that email to read, because I'm curious to see what their gear looks like. Either way, I think their designs are pretty cool, and I will say, Reed, I'm glad looking at this this stuff off the bat that it's not Under Armour and has an Under Armour logo right off the bat, because I know a lot of people are like, he's gonna sell out to Under Armour and just have all, because that stuff's expensive too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jake, you're gonna get stricken down. You're getting Jake's. He says his podcast logo looks like that.
Ooh.
Max, I wish they would have brought some gold into the Vipers so they could have called it back to you, Atlas. I know they own the outlets. So just for context, so this is the XFL football, right? This is the official one from the shop, the Dragons. You can see the X and all that stuff on there. When we were in DC for the kickoff, this was like the toy ball that they gave away, XFL kickoff. This is like not a real football. I mean, you're not really playing with this. I mean, even size wise, it's a little bit smaller. It's hard to see on here. But I think this is like more of a display ball that you're just going to be throwing around, where this was something that was actually going to be in the game. So I see that where they're like selling the Vipers and the Arlington. These are really cool collectibles, but price difference to like this was, the 2 or 3, whatever the actual authentic price was.
I think like 150 or something.
Yeah, different pricing for that.
Yeah.
So that's interesting on there. We have some more comments. Overall, very pleased. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to lose like sleep over this, right? I think
No.
that is probably the best thing. Let's get back in here. All right. So we've done this. So the Roughnecks for our boy Phil, longtime friend of the show, Houston Roughnecks. Again, like if you're a Roughneck fan from 2020, you can live with this. Like
Yeah,
it's a little bit.
when I saw that, I was like, because I did like both Texas teams in 2020. One, I'm a huge Tennessee Titans / Houston Oilers fan, so that kind of threw back to me when they had that logo. But yeah, the Houston one looks awesome in this case. Like I'm like, that's pretty cool, and it stays away from any copyright issues. So
But
at
I
least
mean,
at this time.
it does. I get. I mean, it does enough, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
still. It's weird how they didn't. They obviously must have worked or talked to whoever because it's. You would think you would just totally rebrand and be like, we're not going to be. It's like when they had the hey, certain XFL podcasts, they just okay, we're just totally something totally separate now. Like, we didn't keep the. It felt, it felt like they could have just totally blown up and done something different versus calling themselves, something. You know what I'm saying? Where this it
Yeah.
feels like, hey, let's work with what we have, make it be amenable to the situation versus like, okay, let's totally blow this up and start again.
Yep, exactly.
Hard work, never giving up, and being as tough as they come, fresh off the oil rigs and proud. Clear a path because here they come. Is that? Is that the second comma needed? I'm the grammar Nazi. Fresh off the oil rigs and proud. Clear a path because here they come. I
It
don't
does
know if
sound very weird to me. It
we
doesn't
have a
sound
lot
right.
of pregnant pauses. Fresh off the oil rigs and proud. Clear a path because here they come. Yeah, Zach, I think they're sending them out. I have also not gotten one for the Sea Dragons yet. So that could be something. Yeah, Texas Pete. This is good. They took the old logo and stepped on it. I like that. I like that.
Okay, yeah, that actually is kind of funny because that does actually seem true.
Yeah, but no, I think that the emails are rolling out. Brandon got his, and we were getting the shop, and people are DMing me when they've gotten them. I think there's just kind of the rollout on that. Brandon, really curious your thoughts on this. I've already read this model, but protectors of everything that Orlando Sun sets eyes on. Make way for our fans as they wade through silent waters that are theirs.
Okay, so the protectors of everything that the Orlando Sun sets on, I'm sorry, but that instantly reminds me of Lion King and Mufasa telling Simba everything on the Pride Land the sun hits is theirs to protect, or whatever the quote was. It sounds almost very similar, and the logo is. I thought this one was very weird. It was very passable for me. When I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. To me, that looks more like a tiger, like a saber-toothed tiger than a guardian, but I don't know.
I'm just really surprised that they just copied and pasted the work. I mean, I just really, that branding worked because it was like the New York gargoyles and everything.
Yep.
It just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm sure the thought process is we will appeal to the New York Guardians fans. They'll follow the Guardians here, and we'll get to move them to Orlando. And even if you're a New York fan, you don't have a city or a team in your city, all that stuff. But I don't. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Like this was a very New York City Gothic thing. It just doesn't fit with Orlando at all. And I'm really surprised that they kind of went this route. I understand why they did it, but it does feel like it's a little forced.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel too. So it's just, it's copy and paste. And maybe again, as we talked, that Danny wanted the Guardians so bad because that was her team. And exactly, Danny loves her Guardians, and that's probably exactly what it was. And like, hey, let's just copy and paste and change the colors. That'll be fine. So
White green, I think just to make it feel more Orlando and not New York. I just think it's like, how can we make this kind of like copy your homework and make it look like I didn't steal it kind of thing.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I know there was a lot of thoughts about, like, is it going to be Guardians of the Galaxy? Is it going to be like Space Guardians? Is it going to be something with the space program down there? Nope, it's New York Guardians with the green outline.
Exactly. Well, it's funny too because the minute I knew, because here in Colorado Springs, apparently we're the home of Space Force, and the Air Force Falcons football team a couple weeks back actually did because the Space Force are the Galaxy or Guardians of the Galaxy, which is so weird to me that the military actually took that name. But the Air Force Falcons actually had Guardian of the Galaxy jerseys, and the logo with like the Guardians, which kind of look like gargoyles. So I was like, oh, that's gonna be interesting of what the XFL does if because I know a lot of people were like, hey, maybe they'll do the military theme. I'm like, no, I don't think they're gonna, because Air Force. It seemed like Falcons kind of copyrighted that for their overall like program for the Falcons, meaning we're all in the same town with the Air Force Falcons football academy and all that. So
They say they should have made the logo Chris Pratt's face. Like the previous reference logo, it had more depth and sound. The new one does not cut it. It is feels it's interesting. Here, let me pull that back up here. Because again, it's one thing to take the Orlando one and move it to it's one thing to take the Orlando one and move it to a different city, but this is a repurposing of that logo. Also, just Twitter really doesn't. I mean, the compression on this is so terrible too. It really just does kind of look like crap, no matter what. But that's just a Twitter issue. I don't know. I think it's going to be fine. I think people are going to know what it is. I think if you're looking at like XFL 2020 footage, which right, obviously a lot of these are showing. It kind of looks the same. It's not as alarming as some of them when, like the DC Defenders, like that's totally different. And that shield was so like intrinsic to their kind of identity where this, you're able to keep kind of the ilk of, okay, what did this team stand for or whatever back in 2020?
I think on the helmet, it's probably, if they go with the like same kind of design of helmet, I don't think we're going to barely notice a difference.
No, and I think that's good. I think that makes sense to me. Like I said, more than the Defenders, which is such a, I guess like Jake was saying, it's the alt logo, but it just feels like it doesn't feel in the same world as, especially like when you're seeing these videos. I mean, I'm sure they're purposely like not showing too much of the helmets on these, right? Because you're not getting a lot of the shield and kind of all that stuff, but it just feels dissimilar to that in the way that the Houston one does not.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
one thing I want to point out, Reed, is super weird. I saw you talking about it before, but the whole like ESPN where they say like Vegas is VEG. I've never in my life seen that like abbreviation for Vegas. It's usually VGS. As far as I know, that's on all teams. So I hope that's a mistake and they're not going with that, because that just looks really weird the way they did that.
It looks like veg. Yeah, I think it looks really weird. This is my favorite motto. I want this when I die, I want this put on my tombstone. This is The Rock woke up he was getting ready. He had just gotten off filming Black Adam for the day, and he's like taking a shower, and he's sitting there, and he goes, "Strong as they are stubborn, recognizing no superior in power or pride. The only thing that goes harder than they do are their fans."
Yeah.
But to be fair, this logo is awesome. So like, to be fair, like I mean the branding, take it what it is. This is an awesome logo. This is going to look really good. This feels like the Las Vegas Outlaws logo, right? A little bit.
Yeah, it does. That is kind of weird. Is there like a letter? Oh, it's a B. Okay. Again, the whole Twitter downsizing the picture stuff. I'm like, is that? Yeah, it does.
A little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, because there's the V in the logo or whatnot for Vegas. It does. That's kind of weird.
I love. I mean, this is great. Like, I think this is a.
I love that logo. It's once I saw, I was like, okay, I'm fine with this name. I'm fine with the logo. It is not a. We all know Brahma's is the Rock thing or whatnot, but it is not the Rock's logo. Which I'm sure even then there's still copyright issues, even though he owns that a league can't just use that, because it is very similar to the Chicago Bulls logo. But yeah, this one stands out. It's different. It is something we've never seen. So yeah, I really like this one. And I'm like, man, it's hard to choose a team to actually be a fan of.
I will say, and just from a you want to read conspiracy theory here. We've been in like, when was all this coming, and the Black Adam, and why did we hold off on doing this? Because now The Rock, it's not like he was on XFL.com today saying, hey guys, here's the logos, right? Like, no Rock, it was Laura from ESPN. These videos are, they're cool. They're cool, right? But this is way less produced than the ones back in 2020 with like the CGI, and that we got the motorcycles and the Arlington Renegades and Seattle and the Sea Dragons, and we have the CGI like Shadows of the Dragons coming over and all that stuff. Like, maybe I'll pull that up. If someone could you post the link to like one of the announced videos from the Dragons one? But like, this is drone shot of San Antonio, and then just video from Choctaw, and then video from obviously like old XFL. I mean, okay, we got like the bull here. Okay, that's like stock footage, right? That's just like a bull at a rodeo. But it just to me, I don't know when they put these together, but this is not a considerable amount of work just compared to like the production value that was incorporated back in 2020. It's just interesting that this is a lot of like, this is probably showcase stuff. They just filmed this, right?
Yeah, that's how I see it. And I mean, granted, 2020, I don't know who exactly did those videos, but they were very WWE production, which WWE has great production for their like videos and stuff. So this one, it to me, it's kind of disappointing for Dwayne or The Rock, whatever, to have the team that we all know is kind of named after you, or you took or wanted the name, and you produce this type of video. Like you said, it's all just stock footage from the Choctaw showcase, and then of course, I swear the video, the drone footage, and then the bull is off Canva. It's stock footage off Canva. Like, I'm pretty sure
the witches.
The bull, and then the drone footage of Texas or the flag in San Antonio.
Oh yeah, this is copyright. I mean, this is
it's like royalty free video that you can get off Canva. I mean, I think I've seen that bull video somewhere else.
Okay, okay, so just for comparison, so I'm going to do this, and I know I keep like playing sounds and stuff, and I'm not trying to. But so this was the official one back then, and we don't need to play all this because I don't want to get. But if you look at like, I've got ads on here, I've got all this stuff. So this is okay. So this was the Battlehawks logo back then, or the Battlehawks video. This is like production. I mean, this is high end. Here, let me get you out there so we can see your face. Interesting. It's just different levels of whatever. It's fine. Neither one's better or not, but it certainly feels like this was a lot of time put into this. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. It looks very high detailed. Just, it's a video compared to, I mean, I know some of the videos that they took this year were kind of a little bit somewhat tweaked together with these ones, but not, I mean, it was a lot of stock footage from the 2020 season plus showcases.
Max, they were all stock footage, just more correct. They look different. It felt different. Yeah. It's still real to me, damn it. I don't know. It just felt like more. It just feels. I don't care if it's stock footage or not. It just feels more like time was put into this, and I don't care if we're paying to license all this stuff. It just feels different than it's the guys at here, where it's the guys at the showcase. Like,
a football team will rep your city.
I don't know. That's just me. That's just Reed's 2 cents. It feels like these maybe were put in a little bit more of whatever. I know it's fine. It's fine if it was on Canva. It's fine if it was on Canva. I just making an observation. Fill in time.
Yeah, here, who cares? I use Canva for everything. So it's not a disgrace. It's just the fact that like when you take this who bought the league compared to who had the league, like WWE, obviously we know that they have an amazing video production company that does a lot for them, but it's just, I expected a lot more from Dwayne on a team he kind of named, because we all know he did, and just like the Guardians, but some of the other videos are just fine, even with the like stock footage and whatnot. Like I don't mind it's from Canva. It's just, or wherever it is from, it just seems way too basic for that team.
Yeah,
Could have
that's
did
fine.
more for it.
Yeah, so we have Sea Dragons. Looks like the Trojan Dragon from Homestar Runner. It does a little bit. It does a little bit. I gotta look that up. What are your thoughts on the dragon logo?
Mine, I mean, it's funny too because on your Twitter screen, the Seattle Kraken is right to the right, and I mean it literally looks like it's just tilted a little bit. Oh yeah, I could see that too. That's funny.
Anyone that watches Homestar Runner. Oh, I thought I had. I see these tabs because it'll open up like a new window. There we go. Homestarrunner.com. That does look like the Trojan Dragon logo. It does. It does. Anyway, so back
That's
to your
funny.
thoughts. Sorry, I
So
cut you off.
no, you're good. So yeah, I think like it does. It looks very similar to the Kraken. It's just I still think this is a little bit of a step down from the actual Dragons logo in 2020. It's not bad, but it's different. I'll definitely have to get my wife's opinion on it because she was a Dragons fan. So we'll see if she likes it. But I think the video is great too. I mean, it looks like it's just a combination of the last one plus their team footage. So
Yeah, you got the nice yellow drone shot there. Is that Brandon Silver sighting in there? We got kind of spare. I mean, yeah, it's good. It's good. I like it. Yeah, a little bit of the deep. We got the dragon. It does feel like they incorporated a little bit more of the cinematics of it in there, right?
yep. So I don't mind it. I think, and I've got used to the name too. It still seems a little weird, but Seattle Sea Dragons. Okay, it now after saying it 5,000 times since it leaked, it is fine to me.
The Sea Dragons part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to see the fans do a redesign. Yeah, okay, Clarence. I don't know if you're aware of a league called Fan Control Football. They actually do that. You can actually vote on.
Oh
You can
yeah.
actually vote on that. I like Fan Control Football for that. I think I read this one before. But residing in the Puget Sound, they are the undisputed demons of the deep. The stuff of myth and legend. Steer clear of their fans dream about. This is like whatever the Kraken one is. It's like the same thing. Like it's the same. Whoever wrote. What is the? I don't know. It's probably not even on the. It's probably not even on here. But tweets from the deep.
That's hilarious.
It's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna make or break anything with my stuff, and I'll follow. And obviously, this is my team, but it does feel like the Homestar Runner Dragon a little bit, and it feels like the alt logo. It's fine. It does not. This feels the least connected of any of the other ones. I would think it feels a little more Microsoft Paint, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, Christopher, we don't know if we're going to have secondary logos. I mean, that was what they did in 2020. I mean, we'll see here. Zach is happy. He says, force announcement because we're hiding Brandon's face. I wish it's so weird that they don't let that, but it's just weird that they don't let that move up. All right. We got the Battlehawks here, soaring higher and faster than anyone. The St. Louis Battlehawks are a force for freedom, like their fans. I think we talked a little bit about the Battlehawks, but now we're kind of going in order here, and I'm sure we're having people hop on and off. So thoughts on this, and we're going to get the old logo as well.
Yeah, I'm just glad they kept this because St. Louis, that is the and no offense to any other fans or whatnot, but St. Louis really tops the cake with their fan base. And I know that over the past 2 years, that's all we've heard from St. Louis is please keep our team name, please keep our logo. And they did for the most part. So I'm fine with it. I see what you mean by the sword's a little different. Not a big deal.
Yeah, I think this is the same thing as the Rough Decks. Like no one, except for 6 people watching any of these games, is gonna be like, "Oh, that!" Like you're gonna be like Leonardo DiCaprio on the couch, like, "Aha!" Like that's a different logo. Like you're not gonna know. I'm glad they kept it. It feels good. I think this is obviously a slam dunk. I don't think anyone was expecting anything different, but certainly happy to see this work out. Like their fans, the Sky Sentinels fly for promise and glory. And like we said, Battlehawks are definitely not a bird.
Exactly.
Merch needs to be copy and paste. Really like the logo. XFL.photoshelter.com.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot they were posting them there as well. I've got a lot of like cool stuff from their photo site because they're pretty good at like actually putting HD image quality stuff on there.
Oh, are we saying for like what is this for? Is this for like media stuff to download?
Yeah, and it's galleries.
Do I need to log in here?
No, it should allow you to just
Oh,
go to
galleries. There
hit
we go.
galleries
Okay.
and then media, which is interesting because originally that video part was not there, so now it is. I'm curious to see what they upload there.
Team brand reveals. Here we go. All right. Arlington Renegades. Okay.
Oh, sweet! Wow.
Okay, perfect. Let's get through the last one and then we'll deep dive
Okay,
into all
cool.
this because that looks exciting. So let's finish our let's finish our idiot guide and then we'll see like what did they actually mean by all this. Battle Hawks. This needs to load quicker. Twitter has been like super slow lately. All right, last one, Vipers, and then we'll dig into all the media assets. As blinding as the lights of the Vegas Strip they call home, they and their fans have an instinct on when to go all in.
Okay. It's
Heads up,
very weird statement. All these are to me are just kind of weird and it is what it is, but this one's like, oh, blinding light. I'm like, what's that got to do with a viper?
Because it's the
Like,
weekend. Ooh, that's all I think of when I think of
yeah,
blinding lights.
that's true. So yeah, again Vegas, like I'm glad they did not just use the alternate logo for the Vipers because I had that all photoshopped up from the color scheme and stuff, and it does not look good. So this is a lot better than what I expected for Vegas. And like I think it was Max that was saying, I do wish they did put some gold in there just to throw it back a little bit, but who knows? I mean, maybe there is a little bit of gold in the photo thing that goes a little more in detail with stuff, but I doubt it.
Yeah. All right. So now let's go. So this is exciting. So now this is like their media assets. All right. So let's go Arlington Renegades. Never gonna get used to that. So that's the Hive logo. That's cool. Can we zoom in more on this? There we go. Embrace the rebel. The renegades embody the heart and soul of the American spirit, refusing to submit to anyone. They are wild and free. The R in the logo signifies Texans' bold gravitas, purpose, and healthy disrespect for authority. Rebellion through and through. The diagonal line cutting through the R is an homage to the flags of rebellion flown throughout Texas history.
Okay, well, I will say if the fan base wasn't so strong at Texas Live and the Renegades like was prominent, I guarantee these would be called the Arlington Rebels or something to that extent. I know there's a college team or something called that, but just the way they keep using like rebel and stuff.
Yeah, I don't. This is just I don't know. When I look at this, I just don't know what this is. Like I understand it's A and R and it's whatever, and it looks better when you have the text on here, and you're like, oh, okay, but like if you just see, just ignore cover the bottom part. Like what is that?
Yeah,
Like if you don't see the Renegades part on there, like I don't know what that is. Like I can't. Crop whatever that.
It just it looks weird.
Oh, there I can kind of move that. That's kind of cool. All right. Anyway, still learning StreamYard here. 2 years in. All right. So we got the Arlington Renegades. All right. DC Defenders. Defend all of us. The DC Defenders do more than protect. They lead by example. They are first and last line of defense in the stronghold of command, the height of it all. The external silhouette of the D is influenced by classic shapes of American architecture and the fortitude found in the purposeful angles of the Pentagon. Wow, that is deep.
Yeah, they like wow.
That's
okay.
Intense.
Wow, okay. Good. This like who thought of this? Cuz that seems a little more like you said, more deep than probably any of the other teams have on their logo.
It's
like,
the Pentagon. That's crazy. It's
wow.
crazy.
Okay.
It's inspired by the DC flag. The C with star-shaped knots was designed to reflect the monumental scale of our home and the history of being the most defended capital in the world. Looks like the boot stirrup or whatever,
Yep,
the spoke.
I agree. Still, yep.
Yeah, Brian says
I'll never unsee that.
Word salad. Yeah, if you haven't seen it already, it is now. That looks like a boot. That's a lot of meaningless words to just copy and paste an alt logo from. No, Max, it's the Pentagon. It's the Pentagon. It's the angle on there. Oh my God, that's funny.
So
All right.
I guess the question is, okay, if it's a copy and paste of the alt logo, did they have this like explanation somewhere in their files in 2020? Because who the heck came up with that? Like, hey guys, this little angle here and here it represents the Pentagon. Come on, guys. Like, who thought of that?
If anyone can send me, I don't see. I mean, I'm Googling. I see 16 minutes ago, but I don't see anything from. If someone wants to send me the alt logo on here, it's hard for me to see that. I don't know. I'm looking on Google Images. I don't see anything. So if someone wants to send that, I know Jake's the one that's kind of sent that and said that it is, but I'm sure the Pentagon was in his vision too.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this because of who just DM'd me. I'm just going to say that there is alternate logos. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say who just messaged me. We'll say they work for the XFL. And yeah, they just said, wait until you see them.
Well, are they better?
I don't know.
I mean, if they're better, they should be the primary logo.
That's a good question. Yeah, all it says, wait until you all see the secondary stuff for logos.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. I'll tell you off air who it is.
I can already see the Houston Gamblers wanting to sue over the new DC Defender. Is that look similar? No. Well, just because of the G.
Gamblers.
I mean, they're not suing over that.
No. That would never hold up in a quarter law because everything has a star on it.
Someone, Jake, send me the link or someone. I've got 1,000 tabs open right now saying they're on ESPN, ESPN.com, ESPN website, ESPN whatever. All right, we got here the Houston Roughnecks. This is what I want to see. Well, we stepped on it, and then we built from the ground up. The H. Derek primary is an ode to the. So they're primary. So even on here, they're saying, "Hey, this is kind of the primary logo." Is an ode to the wildcatting history that witnessed the rise of Texas, leading to its rise as the energy capital of the world. Straight from the rig, center stage is the classic oil derrick rig, inspiring from the main motifs of the Lone Star to the hex nuts. They got the hex. They had the hex nuts in the other one. They had to have the hex nuts in there. That. I'll check my DMs in a minute there, David. Always rising. The Lone Star placed at the top of the logo alludes to the rise of Houston from the bayous. The raised point denotes a continued desire to ascend higher. What are your thoughts on this? I'm going to check my Twitter DMs.
It's cool. And sorry, I got another DM from this person, so I was reading it. Okay. I'm going to send you something real quick, Reed, just so you can see.
You're good. I'll check it out in a minute. All right. So here's the ESPN story. So this is reflecting back and forth to Arlington. I mean, we know these, but they're showing. But I want the alt logo. That was the VC Defenders logo. I want with the alt. Okay, well, the Houston Roughnecks one, that was. Oh, are these the alt?
Oh, wait. Okay.
Oh, what is happening here?
Okay. So, anyways, I sent you that in DM. Just make sure you don't open it on screen.
I want.
Okay.
So this is. So are they using the Renegade? Because these are all alt logos. Can someone give contact? Those are so. It's in the computer. Oh, it's in the computer. So these are the alt logos. So the Renegades are going to be using the face as the alt logo.
Okay. Interesting.
DC Defenders are keeping the show. Why wouldn't you make that?
Oh, wait. So isn't that different? That looks like the Pentagon. The shield looks like the Pentagon there.
It looks like, I think that looks the same, right?
Is it? Okay. Maybe I didn't notice that in 2020 that it looked like the Pentagon.
No, I think you might be right.
Which would make more sense.
No, you're right. It's not. It's different. It's different.
They are different. Okay. So that meaning actually makes more sense now with the alternate logo.
This is wild. This is wild.
This is like going down a rabbit hole on logos for no reason.
Yeah, Shield is different. That's the Pentagon. Okay. So then the DC Defenders alternate logo that way. Houston Roughnecks That's fine. I mean, that's like a patch, right? I mean, like the Washington Commanders, they kind of have their emblem on there. This Guardians one, that is the G they used before, correct? Just in green, because I believe that they had a very similar G for the New York Guardians alt logo.
Yeah, I think so. It's a little different, but yeah. I still am like you said, has anyone sent you the alternate logo to DC yet? Because I still can't find it, and when I look at all my logos I have for XFL, I don't see that logo.
Yeah, this is now the delay makes sense here. Working on these descriptions. This
that's cool.
But what is that? It's a bee.
It's a bee with the
Oh,
horn.
the horn.
Yeah, it's weird looking because it's weird just because it's how it connects, like, or it doesn't. There's no space in between like there is on the bottom of the bee. I think
David, I'll check my EMs in a minute. We're gotta get through one page at a time here, and then we're gonna. I hate that alternate logo. What is that? What is that?
it looks like, so it's the S and then that like Triton or whatever they call it. Yeah, that's what it looks like. But it's just from just looking on the screen at it, looks like a bunch of lines just like crossing or like a cross stitch. Like,
oh, I hate that so much. That is probably my lead. That it's like offensive looking. That is like the worst thing I've seen today, I think. Well, I take that back. The St. Louis is really bad too. Why? Like these are not all from the design logo either. Like what is like? So we're just using the Arlington one from 2020, right?
Yeah,
then,
that's all. There is from what I was just told, there's more. They're not out there yet, but still, yeah.
I haven't looked at my DMs yet. I've been infatuated by this, but like these are from the same design school, right? The Guardians and the Brown, like that is the same. That is what's going on. These, okay, like what is this? And like why? What is that?
Yeah, that's Vegas room. The Las Vegas one looks a lot like the Outlaws alternate logo. The LV.
Yes. This is where is it? Oh, JJ Lee, Seattle secondary is fine. This looks like a logo that you would like. Hey, I lost a bet and I have to go get a tattoo of this dumb thing on my shoulder. Like that is what that looks like. All right, okay, so there we go. Okay. Oh, this is good to mention too. Seifert here talking Jen Welter. I mean, these are old articles. I think Seifert's coming on this week. I think that's the plan. I think he said he was going to make this week work to come on. So look for that. Should be a good show Friday. I imagine we're going to get more news this week because why else would you do a news release at 5 a.m. Pacific on Halloween? So, the Trident is a D. Yeah, it's this. Where is it? This is weird. I do not like this. I do not like. I don't know what angle I'm supposed to be looking at. Like this angle, like it needs to rotate. Yeah. Like they need to rotate it so it's up and down, and then it actually looks like an S. But then you wouldn't get the D on there, I guess.
Oh, see, I didn't even see the D in there. Now I see it if I turn my head the other way. Oh gosh, it's so confusing. But I get what they're doing. No. That's weird. I agree with you. It does look like something someone got tattooed on them.
I see. Yeah, I see. And then Brandon, I have the same DM in here. I'll look through them all later, but I see. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Cool. So, these. So what does it say? The slow rolling everything out. The are two others for. Okay, I just find I don't need a lot of logos. I just need like, can I get a logo? Can I get a logo for these? Interesting. All right, so we got to go back to the XFL. We got to get the what do these logos even mean? All right, so we did Roughnecks.
Next is Guardians.
Okay, there we go. Here's the guy. It was the New York Guardians. We put green paint. Oh, here we go. See, they got the outline. Like much of the wildlife in Florida, the mysterious Guardians are relentless and unforgiving, for they must protect paradise and the right to dream and create. Bolster the perimeter. The neon outline is more than vibrance alone. It was a way to distinguish the XFL 2020 logo. Now, it reflects our unbreakable defense of our idyllic Florida home. As the protectors of the realm, we hold guard in a perpetual attack stance, ever vigilant, ever ready.
Okay. I love how they did the outline. Like, hey, this is the outline of like what we're protecting. Again, it sounds like something from The Lion King. Like, hey, this is our area. We are protecting it. It literally sounds like that. It's
Also,
funny.
what are we guarding in Florida?
Yeah, nothing. Especially Orlando. Are we guarding the Disney castle? Like, I don't know. That just it's a very weird. Because if you took it from New York or you took it from a New York perspective, it makes perfect sense, 100%. And just I don't see Orlando. I actually almost lived in Orlando at one point, and I just don't understand the like reference here.
Guarding the coast. Guarding the coast. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
you've got the defenders guarding the
Yeah,
coast.
we're a lot of defending, a lot of rebelling going on. All right, Guardians.
That's so
Okay,
funny.
this is what I want to see.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is first off, this is hot. This is the hottest. This is the best logo that they've done, right? That we have. Yeah, this is a different logo. Calls back to the New York history of the Cowboys. Okay. Here we go. Resilience takes shape. As unwavering as the people who built the great city of San Antonio, the Brahmos won't hesitate to flatten anything in their path. The horns take you. The skull is emblematic of the grit that built San Antonio, honoring the proud history of cowboys and vaquero who I can't say words. I'm sorry. Ancestors who founded the city. It's also very similar to the copyright The Rock owns for Project Rock, and you're going to kind of look at it and be like, kind of looks. As storm nears, the bolts and horns evoke the relentless force of stampeding Texan cattle, louder than thunder, more powerful than a bolt of lightning.
Okay, I don't like it. It kind of works, especially if like the Brahmas come out and they're a hell of a team. Like that could actually work for a quote or like a background story compared to some of the others. That one's not as bad.
What I like about this the most is because like this is very much like Project Rock, right? We have like kind of the outline, and I should pull that up. But this, it's like a deconstructed skull. Like I love this. I think this is the best logo by far.
Well, and that's the other thing too, is like the way it looks like lightning also kind of reminds me of, and the color scheme reminds me of Black Adam.
Oh, that is very
it's cool though. I really like this branding, and again, like they may have made me a San Antonio team with this gear because it's awesome. Yeah,
I mean, it's not the same, but it's like but it's. I think it's as close. I mean, and who cares? Because it's a Rock, right? Like he can do whatever else. But I like this, and I think that they're going to be like, this feels like a mean team. Like they're coming out. This is in like Any Given Sunday when the Sharks, right? They were in like the championship game. Like this was the enemy that they're facing, right? Like they're coming out and they're just mean. Someone says it looks like a wasp's face.
Huh. Okay. I could actually see that now that someone says that, because that's what a bizarre thing.
Yeah, Jay, thanks for helping on. Like and subscribe. Like I said, we got a big show coming up on Friday as well. Also, I guess I haven't announced this yet. A big time CFL guest coming on this week. If you guys follow any of the CFL content, big time CFL guest. Very excited for that. I've sent many emails for that, so we will be good on that. All right, here we go. Does it look better with the orange on there? Let fire reign with the scales of steel and a blazing desire for victory. They are the apex predator that lurks in Seattle's waters. The ultimate armor, the scale. Well, no, that's the Under Armour is the ultimate armor. The scale pattern is a subtle pattern made of overlapping emerald-shaped scales, a nod to the Emerald City. Emerald-shaped scales. What? Myth no more. The dragon's fiery roar is an ode to the legendary intensity of Seattle's relentless fans. I don't get the scales part. Emerald shaped scales.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's fine. But it looks like do sea dragons breathe fire? I guess that is what I need to know. Do we have any mythological experts in the show?
I do. It's funny how they say like the apex predator. It just reminds me of Vipers, aka Randy Orton's
Yep.
quote.
Yeah, the Viper is the apex predator, not the Seattle Sea Dragons. The
Exactly.
Viper is absolutely yeah. Wayne's loving the CFL content. Wayne, I have a doozy of a guest. And when I post, I'll probably post tomorrow because this is all taken today. But you'll say, "Oh wow, that's exciting!" And then we didn't want to make Jason and Brett mad, so we brought back the Battlehawks. Yeah, see, it's a plane. Through the skies we soar. The Battlehawks' aerial prowess makes them more than just sentinels of the sky. It makes everything within sight of the gateway arches theirs. Wings of Valor. The Winged Soarin' paid homage to the brave pilots who battled and flew aircraft that served as the inspiration for our name, not birds. This is like Kaka is killing all of this. No, Argo, it's not Randy, but it's a good one. Impenetrable inevitability. The arm texture symbolizes the resilient, enduring steel body of the aircraft. So this is very much Kaka. If you are a bird supporter of the Battlehawks, you are wrong.
Yep. Plain and simple. Despite the fact they still showed a bird in the video, but yeah, it's definitely about planes. That's how they included Kaka in the hype. Yeah, they did that because everyone knows that is such a hype thing. And Danny really, I know she knew it because I know at the town hall there was a few people saying Kaka. So it's a big thing. It's pretty fire.
Yeah, a hawk doesn't caw, and I don't even know where the caw came. Oh, because it was like in the video, right? The bird was like caw, and then everyone right went crazy with it. I never liked the Battlehawks. I was never the biggest fan of that. But I mean, this is good. They're not going to make anyone mad. Everyone's happy. But I will say, like plane truthers, that it's a helicopter or a plane. This is fueling our fire.
Yeah. Oh, I see now that I see the actual text on the logo, I now can see the alternate logo is just the letters STL together. The alternate one for the spelling of Battlehawks on this logo.
Yeah. Oh, you know what okay, so see the T, and then it's got like an arch.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool.
Okay,
interesting.
good.
We're finding little things out.
Daryl likes our commentary. That's good. But it's like that is deep. Like, well, we're gonna add the golden arch on there, or not the golden arch. What is the St. Louis? Yeah,
Just the arch,
yeah, the Freedom Arch or whatever it's called. The Vegas Vipers. Here we go. Meet your Vegas Vipers. Against all odds, just like the dazzling Vegas Strip and its regulars, the Vipers know when to roll the dice, when to strike, and how to get all the cards in their hands. With venom filled fangs, inspired by ruthless attack of the pit viper, our primary mark leads with their fangs, the last thing our prey will see before suffering defeat. Victory at a steep price. The rising angles reflect the plunging ravenous of Red Rock Cavern and the Valley of the Death, and the depths of sacrifice this team will make. What is this?
What? First off, I don't like the reference that they keep doing to the Vegas Strip and not necessarily gambling, but the card games or rolling the dice. That doesn't fit Vipers. Vipers are just again apex predator. Come on, guys. So I don't know. It's weird. Some of these commentary stories of what they put on here are just bizarre. This one's got to be up there with very odd.
I get the alliteration with the Vegas Vipers. I would have called them the Red Vipers. I think that, but then are you Game of Thrones territory, right? Is George R. Martin coming down at you?
That is a good point.
Yeah, this one's weird. The Red Rock Cavern in the Valley of the Depth. I don't like. It's so funny when they put some of this in the design logo. I will say, as someone that has had like, the podcast logo done and my business logos done and stuff. Like they'll put in a lot of stuff that like you don't even know. And you're like, if you look, like one of my designers was putting together something for a restaurant. He's like, if you look at the thing, it looks like pig ears because it's like it was like a barbecue or something. I'm like, wow, that is like that is way deeper than I thought on that. So we got that. Anything else on the photo? Someone was asking, is xfl.photoshelter.com, and you don't have to log in. This is free. This is free to use. Yeah, the snake eyes on there. This is all free to look at on here. Any of the other stuff on there, I don't think the shop is up.
No, I think the shop,
It's
if
in
it's
noon. I'm just
correct,
seeing
it's
it.
it's in like what, 3.5 hours or 4.
Yeah. All right. Let's see back here. Do you have any other thoughts on this? Anyone else have any other comments? You have any other thoughts, Brandon? Ryan says this reveal is a bit of a letdown for me, but I'm hopeful for a great product on the field. I think it's to be expected. How do you feel? Are you whelmed? Are you overwhelmed?
To me, I'm not overwhelmed. I think I'm just fine. I personally don't. There's a little here and there, some tidbits, like I said, with the Renegades logo, with some of these things, but honestly, no. I'm fine with these. I was very looking forward to like being let down with the Brahmas and the just trash. Probably we were gonna get of like a Dwayne bull like head, and that's not what we got, so I'm happy with that. There's just a little weirdness in some of it, but I think once everything comes out, it'll look fine. I'm fine with it. I have no problem with this. I could see where some people may be let down, but I personally am not let down. I think this is perfect. I really do like the Vipers, Vegas Strip, Snake Eyes, Vipers. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I like it. I'm not. There's nothing really for me to complain about here except some of those tweaks on some of those logos. But again, the Renegades alternate logo is the original one. I'm fine with that.
So that is the DC Defenders alt logo there. You can't see my my mouse on there, but
I
see,
see it. Okay.
and there's the Dragons one too. I have photos from this. I was at this. Oh no, this was a T. Oh, this must have been a warm-up game. Because the Dragons, but yeah, that is the alt logo for the Drag. Oh, you can't see my mouse. And then that is the DC Defenders.
Oh, okay.
So, and I think
it is different. I mean, it is what they said. They did change that D a little bit because it does have that like the Pentagon edges compared to just a straight D on that.
So Harrison here, longtime listener of the show, team logos for XFL rank at the bottom of recent spring leagues. I don't know. Where do you let's look back here. Let's look back at USFL here real quick. And if anyone else wants to call in, I don't know how long Brandon wants to stay. I don't know how long we're gonna do.
I'll probably be on probably about 15 minutes, if that. I've got to take my kids to school.
There you go. And if anyone else wants to call in, I think Andy and I were gonna do something at some point, but maybe this will suffice today. I don't know. I'm not sure how much people want to talk about it, but this is I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be an XFL homer. I don't love a lot of these USFL ones. I think I've lived with them a lot, but they did a better job of incorporating like the team name is part of the logo, right? Like we very rarely see like the breakers separate, right? These are all kind of logos all combined on that. Yep. Where the XFL, like I said, like that Arlington Renegades one, it's like if you look at that without the team name, like I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Jake's got his ranking. AAF number 1, XFL 2020 number 2, TSL. Well, TSL is number 1 in all of our hearts. USFL, XFL.
I wouldn't rate the XFL 2023 that low because the XFL 2001, some of those logos, they look like they're like you designed them in Madden, create a team back in the day. Like I think these are more up to date, modernized. But I don't think I wasn't ever 100% I love the USFL. I obviously watched every single game, but I wasn't too fond on their logos. I thought they were very 1980s, like when the league originally came about. But I don't know. Some of those are just like when I was a kid, they were awesome, but now as an adult and how many other leagues we've had or NFL logos we've had, ugh.
I think the 01s get good nostalgic on them, right? Like, I don't think the Extreme is like a very memorable logo. Everyone knows the Outlaws, right? Everyone knows the Rage, Demons. If you're a Chicago person, but like, yeah, the Maniacs. I know they had like an alt one that was like the face. It's not on here, but it was like
Yeah.
had like the scary face. Oh, here you go. Yeah, the alt logo. Like that to me, I remember a little bit more of the Maniacs than this AX, whatever. But I think XFL 01 gets carried by a couple of the logos that I don't think they're all necessarily that good.
Yeah, exactly. The Bolts, Birmingham Thunderbolts, that logo was just so, ugh. I didn't like that one at all.
Yeah, it says here the Thunderbolts is now the Baron Corbin logo. That's
That's great. Yeah, the Demons that was a cool logo. I liked the Demons a lot back in 2001.
David, if I had to bring back an 01 logo, people love the Rage. I really like the Rage. That doesn't fit into that. I think the Outlaws. I think you, especially now looking at the Brahmas, I think you could have brought back the Outlaws very much in the XFL this time. But I think we wanted San Antonio, Dwayne Johnson's and all of that. But I would have brought back the Outlaws. I would have brought that to Vegas. But then where do you put, we have to reuse the IP and we got to put Vegas somewhere. But that's what I would have done. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, Vegas was my top choice too. I have so much Las Vegas Outlaws gear and stuff. It'd have been cool, but I like the Rage as well. The only thing that looking back now, being a huge Marvel fan, Disney owns Marvel, it just gives me Red Hulk vibes, and I think someone would have an issue with that. Maybe not Disney, because obviously they're partnering with the league for TV deal, but I could see someone confusing that logo with like Hulk. I'm surprised no one did back then, but I can't remember 2001 of how big comics were with like Red Hulk and stuff.
Yeah. So then we have that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was never a lover of any of these, and I do think it's the bias of just that I don't have a team here, right? I mean, I'm the Stars, but it's not something that I mean, do you have a big affinity to the 2022 USFL logos?
I was a huge Panthers fan. But if I had to pick one that was like really cool, honestly, it would probably be the Maulers. I think I like the like design of the logo. I wish the names weren't included with the logos. I think it just makes them kind of a little like pressed down from just normal logos, because usually you don't just see the names with the logos as the primary things.
Yeah, I don't love it's good. I get it. They had to do a good job. I don't want to criticize USL too much. I think they did a good job
I did
of
too.
I think they did a good job of like balancing the nostalgia with like, okay, we need to kind of make it look new, but here's what we need to kind of get on that. Let me go back. What do I have? Oh, that.
Now, I do definitely agree that AAF is amazing logo.
Oh yeah, let's
I
pull up
love
the
that.
AAF logo. I think AAF is, and that was before my time, but I do agree with that. I think the AAF logos are freaking awesome. Let me get that up here. Oh no, what did I do? There we go. This was before my time, but these are great. These are classic. Orlando Apollo, Salt Lake Stallions, San Antonio Commanders, the Fleet. Everyone does the Fleet, Birmingham. I don't know though. Looking at these, I just like the names better, like the Atlanta Legends, Memphis Express. I don't know. What stands out for you for these?
The biggest one stands out is the Fleet, and I will say San Antonio's team has a lot of that color scheme. Once the colors were released with that like dark gray, the yellow, kind of the blackish, I was like, oh, that reminds me of the San Antonio Fleet. But I think out of all these, and this may just be biased to me, the Arizona Hotshot logo is like the coolest thing ever. Being a volunteer wildland firefighter, that was the coolest logo. And it also, to get deep in logos, that actually represents the Arizona Hotshots that passed away in one of the Prescott fires or whatnot a couple years back, but I like these logos a lot. I liked Memphis. Apollos are pretty cool, but yeah, hands down, I would say out of all alt football league logos, AAF is top for me.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I think they're pretty good. I think they did a really good job of those. I was trying to pull up and then ESPN XFL logos. Here we go. Does Seifert have? Okay, here we go. Let's pull this up one more time. And like I said, I think we're going to get Seifert on the show this week and maybe do kind of a draft preview coming up. I do think the USFL, Daryl here had too many red teams. Jake, I like the Panthers have the best color scheme. So we're going to get, oh, there we go. So just to look back again at some of these, I don't know if you had to put the high, what's your favorite and least favorite of the new logos here?
Okay, so least favorite I'll go with first is Renegades. And then that's hard. Actually Renegades may not be. It's probably the Guardians. It's just I think the color scheme doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I want to pull up, and that was the other thing I wanted to do was have because it's not I mean, we've been crap talking. It's not quite the same, but it is
Similar.
It's
See that looks more like a gargoyle like head that sits on the side of a building in New York, compared to this one looks more like a cat.
It does look like a cat. It looks like a cat panther kind of
Or
thing.
bear. It might be more like a bear. So yeah, I think that's my least favorite. And then of course the top has to be the Brahmas. End of story.
Yeah.
There's no question about it.
Yeah. No, I hate the alt logo for that one because it's like I don't know. I get what they're trying I get what they're trying to do here, but this is weird. This is like a appendage here on the B.
I will say if the B actually was connected on the bottom part of it, it probably would be fine. It just looks weird though.
JJ, you're talking about the Guardians. I know, but it's the same. I know. I agree. Now, looking back and forth, I will agree that it's not the same, but it feels like this. Oh, here I do all this all the time. I do it and I have it in the wrong. It feels the same. I understand it's not. It does look quite a bit different now that this is way more ferocious, right? Like we have our like demon blood teeth, whatever. Where this is, it's more like a bear cat.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's Sea Dragons on here. I said I hate the alt logo on that. I know some people were commenting that Brahma's alternate logo looks like the poop emoji. John Lewis, you're going to get us all in trouble. That is, you cannot besmirch Dwayne Johnson, our chief. Does kind of look like the poop emoji. There you go. Headed to the town hall. That maybe, yeah, the town hall. So we have a couple tomorrow, right? Tuesday, Thursday. What are the town hall schedules this week? Do you know that off the top of your head? Brandon?
I should have it here, actually, on my computer right here. So I have I think the only one I don't have is Orlando and Vegas, obviously. So tomorrow is Arlington. Wednesday is San Antonio. Thursday is DC. Also tomorrow is St. Louis. And then the 8th is Houston, and then 9th is Seattle. And then we're still waiting. Maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I could not find Orlando's anywhere. And I'm 100% sure Vegas has not gone out yet.
I'm sure Max has his. If it's on there, I'm sure Max will comment. In terms of timeline wise now, so we have the draft here. I guess is it moving? You know, I had mixed messages. I had heard about the draft slipping, so that will be in 2 weeks from Wednesday. Are these town halls? I mean, I guess are they more or less exciting now that we have the logos, branding, everything, and it is just kind of like, hey, meet with the coaches and talk.
I think it's more exciting now because as I said on Friday, this finally allows these coaches and team staff that may be there. I don't know who all is going to be there other than the head coaches. It allows them to finally talk. I guarantee you, Anthony Beck is probably like thanking everyone for finally getting these out because I can't imagine fans going into St. Louis with none of this information for a town hall with Anthony Beck and I don't know. I would have not understood back in September if they wouldn't have released the logos and names prior. It just wouldn't have made sense. So I'm glad they did it because now they get freedom to actually speak about the name and actually represent the brand that they're coaching for.
What's this? So Brahma Romans reminds me of I don't know if I see that. This one though? I've just noticed the B on the forehead of the bull skull. Is there a B on there? In the forehead of the bull skull, I don't see a B.
Oh yeah, there is. It's in between the eye, or it's above the eyes, between the actual.
Wow!
Yeah.
Once you see it, then it's like it's one of those
it
secret eyes. I will say, okay, so Daryl has a comment. Got to be a jersey reveal. Absolutely no jerseys tomorrow.
No, there will not be. I say probably December at this point. Just like last time, we didn't get them. But they are going to be a event because if a lot of people noticed on the season ticket notices that went out, the bottom showed a bunch of information of events that are coming forward. There's Chalk Talks, which is I PM'd you and laughed at that because there's a podcast named that in 2020. Yeah. Great one. But there's that. There's a lot of different events coming forward that I think they'll reserve the jerseys for, just like they did last time. There is no way these events will have jerseys. If they are, we're moving. In my opinion, that's moving way too quick. Because then we're gonna start being like, "Where's more information?"
Max, here, Arlington, St. Louis, Orlando tomorrow.
Okay.
You have 2 St. Louis on here, Max. St. Louis Wednesday, DC Thursday, Houston next week, Seattle Wednesday. Where was the other? Yeah, someone was asking here, Texas. How do you get invited to the Houston Town Hall? I'm in the whole season ticket holder. No invite for the Houston Town Hall. It is weird how they're doing it. I did not get an invite for the one that got rescheduled. Matt Lyons writes, with Brandon over at XFL News said, like, Matt got one for the first town hall. I did not. And then when they rescheduled it, I got the email for the new town hall. Matt did not. So it's weird how I don't understand that because I don't think there's that many people that are going to be at these town halls. I could be wrong. Could walk in. There could be 500 people there. I don't think there is. And so I would just invite, honestly, anyone that wants to go. Maybe in St. Louis, you worry about opening it like to the public, but I do think you could get away with having a few more people invited there.
Yeah, I agree. I know based on the location Vegas had set back in September, it was not going to be that big because the bar they were having at was not that big of capacity and it was far away from the strip. So I'm interested to see where they finally land again. But yeah, I think these are very intimate settings is what I was understood from the XFL representative that called me to confirm mine. For Vegas, the original time, that these were very low settings where it was going to be like, hey, you were actually going to get to talk to the head coach directly. And it's not where you're in a crowd of 500 people sitting there. So I don't mind that. I think that's great for fans to like season ticket holders, stuff like that. Cause most NFL, NHL teams do stuff like that.
Daryl says, I went to the last meet and greet, so it will be the same difference. So I assume you're talking 2020. I don't think they ever ended up doing any of the events this year. I think they all got pushed back because of VN. So we met with Zorn back in 2020. It was fine. I wasn't part of the media or anything at that point. I really didn't know what to expect. I think there was like 8 people there. It was us. It was the media people. It was Van, everyone knows listener Van was there. That's where I met Van, but there was not a lot of people there. I think we had 3 tables at the side of the bar. Argo, why did that not highlight the beer there are in the photo shelter media release? Yeah, we're talking about the fangs looking like the Red Rock Canyon, but we're not talking about the bee on the thing. That is for the That is for you just got to have the keen eye on that. You hear the other thing. I'm in the huddle and have a Vegas deposit. Yes, because there is no Vegas town hall that we know of, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's my understanding, and from what I've done some other research from some people I know in Vegas that work at that location that they were holding it at. They've not been contacted back from XFL, so I don't know if they're changing the venue or if they're not gonna do a town hall because there's other things potentially coming. There's rumors, as we talked on Friday, that the draft could be in Vegas, could be somewhere else. That could be a part of it. And as I mentioned on Friday too, Rod Woodson's schedule is kind of booked right now with the Baltimore Ravens. So
Daryl, yeah, no, I forgot that there was because they Ward did one and then Woodson did one. Yeah, not all of them. I do know what you're saying now. I'm sorry. I think it's going to be the same. I think, especially because they have these. Maybe they went today and they have interns printing out some banners to have these on, to have some logos on them. I don't know, because this is a quick turn for some of these. Last year, they revealed the Dragons one. I think it was like a week later we had the meetup. I mean, we'll see. They'll probably have a sign printed out that says like XFL, the Brahmas, and you'll have a sign or whatever.
Yeah, that's my guess too.
Anyone have any other questions? I know Brandon's going to head out here and get to her school. If anyone else wants to hop on, I will just give it one shot here. Don't feel like you have to. We got a lot of people watching, but if anyone else wants to hop on, otherwise we'll probably put it to bed here about 2 hours. I think that's it's not crazy, but it was a good length. What do you, any other takeaways, thoughts, Brandon, before you get out of here?
Just that hopefully this is the start of more stuff and we continue down this road. And I think we finally have met the point where we're not going to be in the silent era anymore. And this is straight focused on the season. And before we know it, February will be here. But I like them. There's a few key things as I talked about, but overall, I appreciate you having me on and going from there.
Do you did you appreciate and thank you for coming on. Do you appreciate the salt that the XFL social had with their video that was like, we've heard you talking, and now the comment. Did you like that? The teaser?
I did like it because it was totally, I mentioned this to a few friends. I'm like, they are totally trolling everybody that complained. It's great because it means they're watching and they know. And I mean, I know for a fact that based on some conversation I've had just in my DMs in the last couple minutes that they are definitely watching this podcast.
Oh, that's good. But
Yeah.
I just this was the funniest thing where it was like all these comments and the parade of all this. I really did enjoy that. I really did enjoy this. Like STFU, like please be quiet. Like we're tired of hearing this. Could you imagine like back when the XFL went down? And then they have new ownership, whatever. Like, could you imagine like logging into that XFL social the first time and being like, "Oh my god, this is insane."
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I had to slow this down to see if anyone we knew actually made this video, because I know we've all been very outspoken, but I didn't see anyone that
we got Brett here. So Brett runs the and I know this, like, we never put like any immediate people in there. We never, we never do any of that stuff. But I did enjoy Brett. He runs and Virgil too. That was the other one I forgot. I know Virgil. So it's a couple of them. It's good. I mean, I thought this was funny. Team names, Dwayne.
I thought it was too, because it shows the league is somewhat paying attention, and they know we've been biting at the ankles for this information for ever. I mean, the original rumor was June 1st. That's how far back this situation goes.
Yeah.
So.
Jake, don't be stealing the XFL's trademarks, because it's like in perpetuity. So if they've ever thought about it now or in the future, and then if you use it, they'll just come. They're coming for you. I don't know. I gotta see Jake's. Zach says there's a new video on the XFL YouTube channel. Let's check that out before we go, and then we'll get out of here. I don't want to get copyright slight. Meet your XFL teams. That's ESPN. This is wonderful podcasting. I I don't know. I don't see anything. Oh, so that's all we've seen all these. So these are all the ones on the team that okay. So I think I'm not even sharing my screen. That's wonderful. I thought you could see what I was looking at. So yeah, we've these were all the four. We've gone through all these. We had the 8 all combined and then the Laura thing. So I think we are all up to date with that. Unless anyone else has any comments, I think we're good. I will say, God bless anyone at the XFL. Think about us West Coasters. Please think about the West Coast people. I got up at about 3:45 today, couldn't sleep, but like USFL does this too. I understand 9 a.m. Eastern or 8 a.m. Eastern. Think about the West Coasters. Think about the West Coasters. A good 10 a.m. Eastern is a wonderful time to do news releases, especially this, where it's not even like tied into an appearance. I mean, I know that Becht was on the radio, but it wasn't like The Rock was on ESPN, like on Get Up talking about the logos. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's, I mean, I'm in mountain time, so I was still, despite the fact I work early, normally, I'm like, it still is the fact it's pretty early. And for, West Coast, I was like, when I was putting times down, I'm like, ugh. So, yeah. Yep.
Well, thank you guys all so much. Like I said, like and subscribe. Thanks to Brandon for hopping on. I think we're good today. We'll see if something else crazy comes up. I'm around, and if any other news comes out this week, I'm around working from home except for Thursday. So we'll do that. I think Kevin Seifert is going to be coming on this week. That's the plan. And then our big CFL guest. Sports. So yeah, we'll see. If anything else comes up, keep locked in, like and subscribe, do all that good stuff. Check out Brandon's show, Comeback Period, as well. Brandon does great work. Brandon was just on the show Friday. I appreciate that. But Kevin Seifert and our big CFL media guest, or not media guest, but our big CFL guest this week. And really appreciate everyone's time. Brandon, anything else?
Nope. Like Reed said, check out my the comeback period on YouTube. I'll have more in-depth videos today throughout the day of these breakdowns of these logos and stuff, kind of more like we did here. So I appreciate it, and have a great rest of your day, Reed, and everyone.
All right. And for everyone that hates the new music, we get to play the old music on the way out. I got to update this. I got to cut the new videos to upload to StreamYard. But I really appreciate everyone. Thanks again, and God bless.